One of the most exciting stories out of 2010 has been the rise of Colombia as an offshore destination. At the heart of the Colombia story is the creative talent coming out of Bogota, and one of the most interesting businesses providing talent out of Bogota is a firm called Zemoga, a digital innovations firm which has an office here in New York City. And joining us today is the CEO and co-founder of Zemoga, DJ Edgerton. Welcome, DJ.
Thanks, Kirk.
I'm really curious, DJ, what got you interested in Bogota originally as the place to kind of do digital work from?
In 2002, a former employee of mine from my first company, because I've been in digital for about 20 years, Alejandro Gomez, he and I were talking over the phone. He, after the crash, moved back to Colombia, as a lot of people did. He lost his H-1B visa. And it wasn't very hard for Alejandro to convince me that he wasn't the only incredibly talented and motivated designer and coder in Colombia. So through a couple conversations about some opportunities that I had identified, we decided to try out positioning Colombia and Bogota as a resource for the design and development of digital innovation.
One of the most interesting things about Zemoga is the fact that a lot of your clients, DJ, are some of the best known brands in the United States. Can you tell us a little about the space you're in and the clients you serve?
Absolutely. We position ourselves as a digital innovation firm, so we run the gamut all the way through ideation to measuring the solutions that we provide. The clients that we work for are in primarily four verticals: automotive, media and entertainment, healthcare and pharmaceutical, and e-commerce, which includes a lot of consumer products and stuff like that. So we do work for Sears, which is the fourth largest e-commerce site in the world, and it's great to know that a lot of the work that U.S. Consumers see when they visit the site was actually done by our team in Bogota. And we do work obviously for Kmart, which is part of Sears Holdings. Toyota, if you were to go to toyota.com and do one of the many configurators we've built for them, you can actually build the car and go through the experience of buying a car. We've actually taken it from the showroom and put it online. I think a big trend for e-commerce and the web right now is creating these experiences for users to allow them to go through that guided sell and learn more about the product online. So there's the convenience and that trust, and leveraging that trust through real good, engaging applications that we build.
One of the things, DJ, looking back to where you were 7 or 8 years ago after the crash and starting a new business and now seeing the kind of just amazing work that's being delivered out of Colombia, give us a sense of where your mind was then, and are you still surprised by the kind of level of innovation coming out of Colombia? Absolutely.
I think that one of the things that's amazing for me, and I'm not part of this ilk any longer, but 8-9 years ago I had the same opinion as most Americans do about Colombia especially. They've had a very, very difficult time. The last 30 years has not been very easy for them, and there's a public attitude in the U.S. towards them that unfortunately is stereotypical, and it's usually generated by the press or Hollywood. So I was one of the ignorant, and in my partner Alejandro exposing me to the real Colombia and the passion that these people bring to everything that they do, and the level of education and an understanding of American consumer aesthetic has really is what helped drive the organization and our ability to deliver, because it's a byproduct of not only the United States investment in Colombia, but a lot of other countries believing that this was an emerging market back then. I think it's already emerged. I don't consider it an emerging market any longer. But the byproduct of that is organizations, companies like Dunkin' Donuts, and investing in the country. And these kids, we designed the SpongeBob the movie website way back when, not because it was cheaper or easier to do, but because a lot of the people who were working on it grew up in Colombia watching SpongeBob SquarePants. So there's that cross-pollination. We've got Americans watching television shows like Ugly Betty. That's a Colombian TV show, and the fact that the humor there and that pilot worked here is just an example that we have a lot more in common than a lot of people are aware of.
If you had to represent Colombia as a country and a brand, what do they need to do more to get in front of the U.S. culture or business culture
Well, I think inherently Colombians have, because of their past, and I'm just speaking about Colombians in particular, they have an inherent fear of rejection because of the baggage that they carry, yet the work and the innovation and the talent that is currently active across the board, not only in Bogota, but in Medellin and Cali and all the other urban centers, really are worthy of being slightly more boastful or proud of what they're capable of. Not only what they're capable of, but what they've done. If you were to go and visit Bogota now, and I've had lots of our customers do due diligence trips, they come back working for the tourism bureau practically. They really become big fans. Some of them have actually gone in their own personal time and now vacationed in the country. So I would say having an understanding that they have every right to position themselves as not just leaders in the Andean region or in South America, but globally. There are really some magnificent opportunities for individuals and organizations to spread themselves out beyond their borders.
In terms of looking out to the future, DJ, what is the shape that Zemoga will take going forward next 10, 20 years? Do you think Latin America will be a big part of what you're doing?
Yeah, it's what I refer to in the space that we're in as the digital El Nino coming from the south. Because the world is becoming more globalized and services that we provide, digital innovation, allowing customers to sort of leverage either their existing assets or discovering new assets to leverage online. The fact that the playing field is flat now. I think Latin America, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, all of these great countries, and there's more than just those, are going to take full advantage of a growing desire for cross-border services. I think that obviously the fact that the U.S. market has a huge Hispanic market just makes it a natural opportunity for organizations that inherently have the Spanish influence to be able to service them. I think our organization, as long as we're providing our customers with value and helping them solve their major business problems in a successful way that actually returns investment as opposed to just bells and whistles, and we're having fun doing it because we are having a lot of fun. This is a very fun business. We will be successful. We look at our organization as, because digital changes and innovation changes by default, we can only plan out a year, maybe a little bit more. We cannot expect to know unless we're influencing that, and that's what we try to do. We can't expect to know what's around every corner because there's so many smart people out there doing some really cool stuff. We just have to make sure that we're always a couple steps ahead of our competition, obviously, to make sure that we evaluate, adopt, and educate our customers onto how to leverage these types of technologies.
Fantastic, DJ. Well, I really wish you the best. Thank you so much for joining us today.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Take care.